Hey, quick disclaimer here at Pewology for everyone that's listening. We don't censor any of the conversations. It's potentially possible that you might find some of these conversations offensive. They're real stories from real people dealing with real stuff. If you've got little kids with you, not the podcast for you. Definitely not the podcast to have on in your car with little kids. But if you're an adult and you're interested in real people's journeys that includes relationships, spirituality, God, and a bunch of other things, this place for you. Love you, mean it. Peace. Welcome to another episode of Pewology. This is a show where the people in the pews get to weigh in and do most of the talking. I get to ask the questions, and they get to do most of the talking. Sometimes our subjects are spiritual, political, emotional, sexual, whatever, moral. Today, we're going to do a little follow-up. I don't remember which episode, but yours truly over here, Axel, threw his boy under the bus.
I didn't throw him under the bus.
Absolutely threw him under the bus.
Who?
He threw his boy here under the bus in the episode as an example. I don't even remember what the example was, but I remember thinking, this is not good that you're just outing him.
Way to come prepared.
Yeah, outing him right on the podcast.
On the podcast, like to the world. That's messed up.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. What did you actually say?
I said that he has someone that he's seeing,
Okay.
and he's not looking for anything else, but he's not in a relationship with her, as
Sure.
what he says.
Okay, whoa. Okay. I'm going to give you a chance
Yeah.
to explain this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look,
But what did Axel say exactly? That
He said,
just
did
said
you hear
that.
what he said? He said speaking for him,
for him. That's what I mean. What did you
that
say?
he was in a relationship, but
Not in a relationship.
oh,
but
not in a
He
relationship.
was seeing someone.
Seeing
but he's
someone not in a
looking,
relationship, not looking for someone.
Not looking
Sure.
for anybody else.
Friends with benefits, kind of, without looking for somebody else. Okay.
yeah, but a little more than that. A little more than
Oh.
friends with benefits.
What are these grades?
It's confusing.
What are these sections?
Listen,
what are these?
it's
what are
confusing.
these like layers that you're inventing?
50
So,
shades.
so
Yeah,
it's
that's weird. That's
50 shades.
it's
of
confusing.
Josue.
she's like you're gonna be my sneaky link,
Of Jesus.
but you can't see no. Hey, she goes, you're gonna be my sneaky link, but you can't see no one else but me.
She
Okay,
doesn't
go
say
around.
that. You
Okay,
know,
hold
that's
on,
what's
hold on.
funny.
Okay, let's just go slow. How did you meet this girl?
I met this girl. That's funny. Usually, most girls, we had a brief conversation about online sites.
Oh, so you're on the dating sites. You're on
So,
the dating sites. You're
Grindr.
trolling the dating sites.
usually not on Grindr.
Is Grindr?
Definitely
Is
not
that
on
the gay
Grindr.
one? That's the gay one?
That's
Oh,
for
okay.
sure the gay one.
Okay.
Just checking. Just
I'm
checking.
not on Grindr
Okay.
under the name Raul.
Okay.
I'm usually like I've been dominating Tinder, Bumble,
Dominating.
Hinge, Facebook,
Dominating.
Hold on, hold on. What's your favorite one?
Tinder for sure.
Tinder for sure?
Tinder for sure.
Why is Tinder better than Bumble?
Because it gets to the point.
Tinder gets to the point, and
What's
Bumble.
the point? What's the point?
Well,
You're
the
hooking
point
up.
is like I don't, there's not a lot of conversation that's going to be had here. Either we're going to do this or we're not. But
Okay.
here's the thing.
So that's
I'm
the
not,
point. So when you're on Tinder, it's just like, hey, are we hooking up?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Most
fair
of,
enough.
and look, not always. Like some women are very straightforward. Like
What do they say?
I've had two different women tell me. One of them being the mother of my child. Like, hey, I don't want to talk.
You met the mother of your child on Tinder?
I did, and that's why I
How
have
old's your child?
my
That's why
child
she's no
is
longer
a
the-
little bit over. She's gonna be 2022. She's a little bit over 2 years old.
Now, hold on.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, a little bit over 3 years old.
This is complicated.
Wait,
but hold on.
wait.
Hold on. But no. I'm
Yeah,
asking the
yeah,
questions.
yeah.
Okay,
hold
okay,
on.
I'm sorry,
Hold on.
I'm
You
sorry.
can pipe in later.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
hold on.
You should go home, her.
I just want to make sure I understand
So
this.
much here. There's so much.
So this is Tinder.
This is
The whole purpose is like, hey, are we hooking up? You meet this girl. She's not on birth control?
She's not on birth control.
And neither are you.
Yeah, but why? Why would you not be?
So here's the thing. The way
They get to the point.
the way I got my
What's the point to get pregnant?
the way I got my daughter's mom's pregnant is
Okay.
and I must
Was it a hot
admit
tub?
what?
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I must admit this was at a time in our lives where
Yeah, the
I
brown
was,
is
I
cooking.
was at the sickest place in my life, spiritually, mentally, physically. Like I was just in a dark place.
How about financially?
In a dark
So
place.
you were still
financially
using- you were still
best place
using?
I'd ever been in
Best
my life.
place that
Best
makes a
place
lot
I've
of
ever been in
sense.
my life.
Best place you ever been, but you were using.
Financially.
You were actively
I was not
using?
using. I was not.
You were not using.
I was not using.
You were just emotionally a dark place.
Emotionally in a dark place, spiritually in a dark place,
Okay.
because I wasn't connected to what keeps me spiritually fit,
Okay.
and I was very resentful and angry
Okay.
towards the people that I was surrounded by. So I'm the kind of guy that I really do feed off my environment, right? So if I'm in an environment where I'm going to meetings, I'm praying, I'm meditating, I'm doing things that keep me close to God, then if everybody around me is doing that, then I feed off of that. I truly
Okay,
do.
so
That's
yeah,
just
there's a group dynamic to it.
been like that my whole life. I'm
Okay.
traveling with this company that Christian has worked for, he has worked for, and I'm just bitter and angry, man. I'm
Oh, you were working with MPSG?
MPSG Global.
No
I
way.
was
How did
working
you
with
get? How
MPSG.
did you get hooked up?
This guy right here.
He hooked you up.
This guy right here hooked me up.
You still work for them?
I do not. April 25th, on my 23rd birthday is when I got hired, when I got a call from Danny Davis.
How old are you now?
2020. 29, so I was
Danny's my
25.
boy.
Yeah.
Danny, my boy.
Danny Davis is a good guy. He gave me a lot of chances, and I can honestly say I destroyed that pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand now why you were in a great financial situation.
I was in a great financial situation. I had $12,000 in the bank, and I'm
Yeah.
out. I'm out and about. I'm not
Yeah.
going to meetings. I'm not really praying. I'm not meditating. I'm going to meetings here and there.
And Tinder's working
but
because you're in every town. You're meeting
Tinder's
new
working.
people in every town.
I'm on a world tour, baby.
Yeah,
Every time I
you
went
were
to,
on- you were-
He's swiping
I'm on
left
a
and
world
right in
tour.
every city.
and look,
The
the
whole
way,
sway.
He's
let me
just
put-
swiping right, no left.
let me put you guys on game. The way I swipe, I don't even look at the picture. I just go like this. Boom, 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 boom,
To see
boom.
who hits.
What does that mean?
I throw the cast out. Whatever I catch, either I really
throw the net.
Oh,
No,
so
I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. If you
swiping
swipe-
right means you're in.
Yeah,
If you
swiping
swipe
right.
And so you
right-
just swipe right about everybody.
Listen,
don't
if
even
you
look.
Swipe
Bitches
right,
with a net.
I could
if
be.
you swipe right on a woman and then she swipes right on you, it connects you.
Oh.
So if you do
So you
left,
just swipe
yeah.
right on everybody, and you're like, if anybody texts back, we're hooking up.
No.
He's
I'm not
fishing.
even looking. I just fish, and eventually, I've never paid for it. So eventually, it just says you're out of likes. When I'm out of likes, I'm out of likes. If out of the
How
thing,
many likes typically on a day in a
I
new
don't-
town? Like
I don't-
50?
I don't even
Or you're
know.
talking about
Yeah,
20?
something like that. I
Okay.
think it's 50. It feels like 50 because
He just okay.
I don't care. I'm not putting in the work.
Right.
If what I catch, I like.
Yeah.
Right. If I catch a good bass, then I
Yes.
take that bad boy home. If not,
You look at the pictures then?
I'm gonna release
So-
it back
so
into
let me
the
ask
water.
you this.
Well, hold on. You look at the pictures then?
Yes.
So if they match you, you looked at the picture, you're like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
You go, oh,
Have you ever
what'd I
looked at the
do?
pictures and thought to yourself,
Like 99% of the time, you're like, that's tough. And then
oh,
you
it's
just-
too much?
No, it's
Why?
just
It's just
not
too
attractive.
hood? Too fat?
No, too fat.
Too
is
fat,
One of them.
too
Although, like, I've knocked down some stumps. You know. What I'm
Yes,
saying? So I'm
yes.
saying she's got to be.
Yes.
she's
She had
gotta-
to be thick.
I'm pushing 3 bills. Three bills. Yeah,
and you're out.
I think my limit. I
Because
think
you're not you're not an overly big
I'm
guy.
not a big
You're
dude,
kind of
but
a small dude.
you know what I'm saying. I could, you know.
Yeah,
I
but
could work. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
said
at
I'm
some
big and
point, at
small
some
at the
point
same
you
time.
could get crushed.
You were like
There's a weight
Norbit's.
limit. At some
Norbit's
point, there's a weight limit.
At some
you were
point
like
you go-
Norbit's boyfriend.
Oh
So my
gosh.
limit, I would
This is
honestly
crazy.
say, I always joke around and say my limit is 295 with a pretty smile, but it's more like, yeah, it's more like I would say
Well, listen,
295 with a pretty smile
But,
on a cold
hey.
night. On a cold night in Houston. Bro,
Listen,
it gets lonely. It
I
gets
understand
lonely.
the snuggle component.
It gets
I
lonely.
understand the snuggle
You
component.
know what I'm saying? Plus, they like to eat, so they might be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm gonna order Domino's after this." I'm
Yep.
like, "Great." And then she
Listen.
might like Peaky Blinders, so you knock her down. You know, you get some Domino's in your system. You fall asleep watching Peaky Blinders, and then here's the thing:
Okay.
to get a little serious,
Yeah.
most people that are on these apps are sex addicts. Now, I don't know if I fall into
Really?
the sex addict.
Most of the people that you run into on Tinder, you think are sex addicts?
Sure. Well, they say like studies say most people that
yeah, they're just going to hook up.
they just want to hook up. The sex addicts find each other. The sex addict behaviors find each other. So most of the
Oh,
time,
wow.
sex addicts they find each other, they do their deal, and then they
Oh,
go about
let
their
me
way and
ask you
never
this.
speak
Let me
to
ask
each other
you-
again.
In a ballpark this for me, right? So let's say how many years you've been using like Tinder and these dating apps?
Oh my God, since I was 18 years old. So
Okay, so
11 years.
11 years. And in the 11 years, what do you think you were averaging at your best when you were
Will
at, like
Chamberlain
a
numbers.
year, like you were hookups?
2.
I mean,
25?
no. Just off Tinder, in 1 year. Bro, not that many. Listen, man, like
Oh, okay, it's hard. It's
not
hard.
That many.
It's harder. So maybe 4 or 5?
It's not. That's
Really?
I'd say like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Dang, so you're hitting every town and you're doing the swipe thing right, and
Sure.
so you're actually saying no a lot, or
100%,
or they're saying no to
He's
you a
batting
lot.
500. He's
Both.
batting 500.
Both.
Oh
Both.
wow,
Both.
I didn't know that. So I was going to think it would be crazy, but you're like, no,
No.
you're really having to fish. It's a fish.
Not only, well, yeah, but
And you're
I
not
don't-
paying for it.
there's plenty of fish.
There's a lot of fish, all right?
POF.
Okay,
But
but hold
here's
on.
the thing. I'm not really, but here's the thing. I'm not putting in
And
crazy effort into it. And it's not always like we meet and like, sure, some girls are direct, but some people are not. Some people just want to hang out and truly
Do they
meet
tell
each
you
other and
that?
get
They
to know
write
you.
you back
Yeah,
and they say,
sure.
"Hey, I'm down to hang out."
Sure.
Do you believe them?
Yeah.
And so then you're like, "No, I'm not going to hang out."
No. I go hang out, but here's
do
the thing.
you?
Oh, we got to tell them about the
Hold
time
on,
in
hold on.
Idaho.
You
Wait,
hang
we're
out with a
definitely gonna
Okay, but hold on.
300-pound woman.
Okay,
We're
stop.
definitely going to tell them about Idaho.
Listen,
Oh.
let me ask the questions.
Hold on.
I got so many questions.
I got
I'll
some-
give you
Me
time
too.
to interject.
All right.
I promise you. Hold on. So when you're saying somebody writes back to you, you're kind of really wanting to hook up, but they write back and say, "I want to hang out," and you're like,
Sure.
"I'll take it." It's like what, a backup?
No, ulterior motives. You know, you go there with the impression of like, okay, I always go there with the frame of thought of like,
Oh, you're
all right,
like, I can convince them.
sure,
I can convince. If I get there,
Listen.
my charm. Have you ever convinced anybody?
my vernacular is spectacular, 100%.
100%.
100% accuracy.
Yeah, but do you think they really are saying that they want to just to hang out, or
No.
you think that's hard to say? Some of them are just shy to say.
Some of
I
them
just want to hook up tonight.
I've asked this exact question and I've gotten back. Well, one, I put that there because it has to be there, or else people will think you're promiscuous, you're a hoe.
What do you mean?
Like women will say like, oh, we're not doing anything on the first night.
Okay.
We're just gonna hang out.
Okay, and then they do.
I truly want to meet a person, and then they see you, and they're like, you know,
Yeah.
right away.
Yes.
So,
yes. Yes.
so
Yeah.
here's the
So you
thing.
mean
That-
I understand.
That's the intro.
So here's the thing. Most
Back then.
women, truly, some women put that there. I believe for the guys that when they see, they're like, nothing's happening here tonight. Nothing
Right.
but conversation.
So they're trying to thin the herd as well.
Yeah, you're gonna buy me Mickey D's, and we're gonna go about our way.
Okay, so maybe so hold on. Would you say you're trying to thin the herd through appearance? They're trying to thin the herd through like what their standards. Like they want to be like,
Yep.
hey, I don't want to be treated like a prostitute.
Sure.
Okay.
You know, it's
Keep going.
It's the thing where, like, you know, women. If an ugly guy hits on a woman, then he's a creep. If a good-looking guy hits on a woman, then he's charming and he's attractive and he's all these things. You know, women pick and choose of who's a creep and who's attractive. Like, if a unattractive guy is talking to a woman and he's like, "Yeah, baby, I like this shirt. What's going on?" She's gonna be, if it's me or if it's somebody unattractive, get off me, you creep. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna let it be known that they don't want that
it's
kind of
that
action.
saying-
Right. But if it's somebody super handsome
Somebody
and
super
really
handsome.
debonair,
They have a saying
Maybe
that
his
goes,
bank account, it's a little hefty. Maybe he's 6'2" with tattoos and a perfect beard and veneers, and he lives in Celebration. They're not going to be so abrasive. They're not
That's
going to
what
be
you're
so
into.
quick to be like,
that's what you found.
get off.
Huh?
That's-
Yeah.
Wow.
all those
So-
things you described, you have none of those.
I have none of those things. I have none of those things. I put that.
So just
What do you say?
Zero
What do you
putting
of
that
those
out
things.
there.
Because I guarantee there's a bunch of women listening to this that says, "No way, I'm not like that." What do you say to those people?
What I would say to those women is be true to yourself, man. Like,
Oh.
you know what it is.
Damn.
You know.
Damn.
You know, be true to yourself. You know it's true. You know it's true. Like if you're in downtown Miami in Bayside and a really tall, good-looking, clean, good-looking dude approaches you in a certain way, you're gonna give that
That
dude more attention than if I approach you looking a little broke, looking a little. And listen,
Well, I love your sense of like
Awareness.
Yeah.
Like your sense of like, hey, I know my
I know where I'm at on the pyramid.
in the pecking order.
Sure.
But I'm still a fisherman, and I'm
Sure.
out there fishing, baby.
Listen, bro.
Whether it's ice fishing or whatever, I'm out there with the
whether
polar
it's
bears
ice
and everything.
fishing,
I'm catching
or,
guts.
or I'm catching things with like one of those nets that cruises you.
Yeah.
Whether it's that, I'm still in the
I have
game.
a question. Have you ever caught anything that you couldn't get rid of?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Really?
No.
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 Okay.
But I
Not
have
it,
caught
but-
things that,
That were
maybe
treatable?
10 or 12 pills can get rid of. Here's
Oh.
the thing. My message to those women is, I'm not faulting you.
How did
Like,
you find out once you caught it?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like-
It's a sensation. Like you wake
Really?
up the next morning. and
Immediately, you knew.
Immediately.
you're like,
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
do a doctor.
Oh yeah. You know, right away.
Do you tell her like, hey, I think you gave me a
Yeah.
VD?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. One of these sensations gave me something. I was so infatuated with this chick that I got the treatment. She got
You
the
went back.
treatment, and then I double back.
No way.
Yeah.
How
I
many?
went
How
back.
many? What's the break between it?
It was around a little over 2 months. A little over
So,
2 months.
so,
Because
so
it takes 30
you meet up
days.
with her. You have a great time.
Sure,
You're
we had a great
into her. The physical chemistry was great.
Sure.
You end up with whatever. You go to a doctor. You get treated. You're like, let me go back.
Yeah. Well, first it was anger. First I was like, I texted
You were
her.
angry with her,
I was upset.
and you
very
were like,
upset.
hey, you gave me this
Yeah,
whatever.
Yep. And she was like, no way. I don't have anything. You must have got that from
She
somebody
was
else.
like, happy birthday.
She gave me the she gave me the runaround. She tried to convince me that it wasn't her.
It wasn't me.
And then me
Wasn't
being
me.
my, and at this time I was using. At this time
Okay.
I
It
was
wasn't
using.
me.
You were
At
using.
this time I also had a girlfriend. At this time I had also been in a relationship for 5 years.
Did you give it to your girlfriend?
I did not.
How did you
not.
pull that off?
In a very
My sponsor
finesse
told me to
way?
go celibate.
No, I wasn't sober then. The way I did it is I told her like, listen, like I don't want to, I'm afraid you're gonna get pregnant, and we had just had a pregnancy scare, so I finessed my way into being like,
For a whole, like, what, 2 weeks to
yeah,
get clean?
no, a month over that.
A month?
It was like yeah,
A
yeah.
month?
Because
She
he went
bought
back
that.
for seconds.
She bought that for a month?
No
About that for a
Pac-Man?
month. You know what's funny? I told her
Were
I
you
was
living with her?
No, I wasn't living
Oh,
with
okay,
her,
made it
but
easier.
I was at her house pretty much every day. I was, at
And
her
she
house pretty
bought it
much-
for a
yeah,
month?
Yeah, but here's the thing: I was running and gunning in the streets at the time, so it was very easy for me to like just drop in, hang out with the family, throw a Jimmy on, do what I got to do, and then go about my business.
Oh, so you kept going with a cover.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Kept
so
going
you
with
didn't
cover.
stop doing the deed.
No, no,
You
no, no,
just
no, no,
said,
no,
hey,
no.
that
I
makes
dressed
sense.
Seems a little risky.
I dressed it up as I'm afraid to get you pregnant. I don't want to get you pregnant. We had just had a pregnancy scare.
Okay, so then when you're ready to go back to raw dogging,
Yeah.
like what? How did you
That's
pull
a
that
whole.
back
That's
off?
a whole.
How did you convince her to?
That's a whole nother
You're
3-hour
past the
conversation.
scare.
Yeah, the scare's over.
Pretty much
Not
at
meant
that
to.
point, I convinced her. I was like, you know what? If you get pregnant, it is what it is. I'll be a father. But because at that point she was like, no, like I stopped taking birth control, like because she was on birth control before. Once I convinced her of this, she was like, all right, no. So she was like, all right, then I'm
over there.
gonna go off birth control, right?
So she went off the birth control.
She went
Little
off the
does
birth
she
control.
know,
Little does
you're
she
just
know.
getting over VD.
I'm just being
and
a nice
she's-
guy
Yeah.
and preventing her from.
And she's now off birth control, ready to father a child for you or mother a child for you.
And at this point, I'm about to turn 19 years old. I'm on felony probation. I'm pretty much homeless. I'm living on couches. I'm riding in the back of cars every day, just, moving and shaking my way
Yeah.
through life so I can have money to buy what I want to buy and
Right.
do the things I like to do, which she also liked to do, but not to my degree. Like she was younger and she grew up in a crazy household. She was sick herself.
What was
but-
the drug of choice back then?
I mean, I always had weed and alcohol present, but anything else that was there, then I would try.
You're
I
game.
always
You
say,
were open.
I was a trash can, and I always say like I tried crack once. Like my dad
Yeah.
smoked crack, so I hit his crack pipe once. But I didn't fall in love with it. Never put a needle in my arm, and I never did crystal meth like that.
Okay.
Now everything else, I was game
You were
for.
down.
So
you were down to roll.
yeah, so acid, shrooms, whippets, pills. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was all fun.
I like
stuff.
that. You were the trash can.
I was a
of-
trash can,
of
bro.
drug
Like people, like
abusers.
bro, we smoke banana peels. We smoke banana peels.
banana peels.
Oh yeah. Smoke banana
But
peels.
why?
Took
Just in case.
people said. Yeah. You know, it's funny.
Just in case. Just in case this works.
Just in case something happened. Yeah, 100%. Just in case
up.
something happened. I used to.
Did you dry the banana peels?
100%.
You dried them out.
Did you lick any frogs?
100%. I never licked any frogs.
I
I
smoked
smoked-
regular leaves once
Yeah. I smoked salvia before. Yeah,
What?
out of notebook paper, like
yeah.
out of the the sticky notes.
Yeah.
I remember I wrote up like leaves from a tree, just in case,
Listen, man. What's this?
What is happening?
What is it? What's the not Adderall, but anyway.
Ritalin?
Yeah.
Ritalin.
No. I forgot, but I took 25 of them in high school, and I drank.
Vicodin?
I drank.
Xanax?
Nope. Keep going.
Triple C's?
Triple C's. Took 25
I was gonna
triple
say, that's
C's
the only
once
thing
in
you
high
can
school.
take. That's
Yeah. 'Cause I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I
25,
took
you'd be
25
dead.
triple-
What's a
I was like-
triple C?
the quercetin cough and cold.
Yeah. Took 25 of those. I drank
Like
like
Robitussin.
half of a
Robotrip.
32
Yeah.
of
It's for, like, It's basically
OE?
for people with high blood pressure.
Ah.
They take cough and cold medicine.
I did not know that. I was told if you take enough of them, you'll have a good time. So I took
Did you
25.
have a good time?
No.
you gotta
No,
take at least 8.
No. I showed up in high school and
He's
immediately.
only having a good time with VD.
Listen, I woke up at like 5:30 a.m.
You're crazy.
like, you gotta have at least 8 in you.
Listen, keep in mind, Pastor Mike. I'm 14 years old, going to Buchholz High School, a freshman. Going to Buchholz High School, just ridiculous, just out of my mind. By the time I get to school, first period, like I just start throwing up right in the middle of class. Like.
Listen, I want to say this on the podcast. I appreciate you offering the ride, but I'm going to walk.
All right, cold
Okay,
outside.
hold on.
I'm
Okay,
kidding.
no,
so
I'm
let's go
kidding.
back.
I'm too fat
Okay,
to
So
walk.
let's go back. You're going around. You're basically making the world Tinder tour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're all over. You're fishing. I would, you know,
Catch and release.
it's catch and release.
Catch and
You're
release.
knocking down 5, 6, 7 bodies a year.
Sure. More
Right.
than that.
More than that.
Yeah, he's bad.
Why?
about
Why?
being-
You
Why
mean a
more than
site?
that?
You mean
Hey,
like
he
a
said
site
he
or
said
like
about
a,
eight.
Yeah, that's a site. Yeah.
Oh, one. That's 5 or 6 per site.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, how many sites?
what's the difference between Tinder and Bumble?
Bumble, they pick you, so you don't really
They
have
pick
an option.
you?
Yeah, so you don't really have an open.
4 or 5 months at a
So you
time.
don't look through anything.
You do look through stuff, but you swipe, and they have to. If you guys match, they have to initiate the conversation.
Yeah.
So you don't really get the chance.
And by
to,
they, you mean women.
yeah, women
Women have to initiate the
or
conversation.
whatever the person's interest is. I mean, look,
I think I've heard
my
about that.
Oh,
preference
so
is
you'll
women.
they them.
No,
it.
I will not.
Hey, look,
my preference
we
is
live in
women.
2025.
Whoa. Hold on.
Yeah.
You have you been propositioned by a man before?
I have 100%.
Really?
100%. Yeah, because like
Which
I said,
one? Which one?
Did you find
Which
that
site?
on the field or
Hold on. Which site?
Tinder.
Grindr?
Tinder.
Because like I
Grindr.
said, I'm
Tinder
not,
goes both ways.
I'm not looking. Yeah. Oh, and in this day and age, and this is another conversation in itself. You put as your interest, I'm interested in women. Alexis, who used to be Alex, identifies as a woman now. So he puts on the site, I'm a woman.
Okay.
But
She's like,
So
I got
how do you
something
know?
for
Is there a way to know?
oh
before you
yeah,
meet up?
jawline, knuckles, facial features.
Oh,
Jawline,
so
knuckles.
you're like a private
Bro,
investigator as well.
I see him. I could be sitting right here, and they could be they them like 0.76 miles away. I could see it.
You
from-
already
from
know.
over here. And
'Cause
they could have-
some of that's personal experience, and I imagine some of it was through learning through the
on the
hard
field?
way.
On the
They could,
field.
Yeah,
on the
on the
field.
field
They,
learning.
could, they could have the full outfit
Hey,
on a night. No,
all right, so
I've never-
we've gotten far enough in this conversation. All right,
I don't know.
I gotta get this one
Yeah,
out.
I
we
don't
got
even-
questions. Yeah, we got.
I don't even know what's
Yeah, yeah,
happening.
yeah,
I,
Okay.
I have a few
Well, look.
questions.
Okay, look, so in Idaho,
Go ahead,
Were y'all
go ahead.
together working in Idaho?
yeah, we were
were.
together. We were in the same apartment. You know,
Oh
it was
my god, he let y'all two be together?
yeah, it was Sean's
That's
fault.
insane.
No wonder it didn't pan out.
Danny Davis, what were
It
you
wasn't
thinking?
Danny, it was Sean.
Oh, it was
It was both of
Sean.
them.
Sean.
Oh,
Both of them.
Sean.
I mean, God bless Sean.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Sean. Shout out Sean.
yeah, shout out to Sean, man. Sean is that dude, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, we were in Idaho, and I remember him telling me this story about he had just like he's like, yo, I'm about to go meet up this chick. Da da da. He's like, no, you look at her. I'm like, yeah, she looks pretty decent. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go meet her up right now. Boom. He rolls up. Not even like 20 minutes later. It had to be at least 20, 30 minutes. He had came back. I'm like, damn, it was that quick. He's like, bro, I gotta tell you this story.
I need
And
12
then I'm
pills.
gonna let him tell it because
Tell me the story. Tell me the story.
Tell
What
the
happened?
story.
What happened in Iowa,
Okay,
bro?
so look, Idaho, Boise, Idaho,
Idaho.
Boise, Idaho. Shout out Boise State.
Boise.
So to give you a little context, right? Before I got hired, before I went to Bakersfield, California, which was my first project, I'm quarantined in Little Havana, Miami, in an apartment the size of this room
Why?
because me and him COVID.
Oh, okay.
And me and him moved from Kissimmee to Miami to chase this beautiful life. I don't know. Can you say
we
retarded
had
on
no
this
idea
podcast?
what COVID was, and we went to Miami.
Let me get this straight. Y'all started making just a little bit of money with MPSG, and you're like, let's move to South Beach, Miami.
I hadn't
Pretty
even got hired in that.
Hialeah.
business.
He's like, FaceTiming and South Beach, let's go.
And neither of you speak Spanish.
We both speak Spanish.
Yeah, we both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Here's the
all
thing.
right.
So neither of us. First of all, I hadn't even got hired into MPSG yet. I was still working at Walmart at 444 West Pine Street, store 0817. Shout out Walmart.
Okay.
You guys were a great company to
Yeah.
me. Speak for myself. And COVID hits, and I saw it as a chance of like at this time, like I'm dating a girl, but I'm also cheating on her, and my life in A is falling apart. And I just feel like I gotta go. I gotta run away.
Yeah.
You know that's how I handle with hard stuff.
Just run.
I gotta run.
Gotta run.
because it's too much to face the music and make amends to this girl,
Right.
break up with this girl, call my sponsor, work the 12 steps. Like my exit route was COVID. I didn't know what to do, and I'm living in this house where the girl lives across the street. So I was like, you know what? Walmart put out a letter saying if you don't want to come to work, then don't come to work. And I was like,
You'll run away from things like that, but you'll come back double dip with the vegan.
100%.
Let this man finish his
100%.
story.
It's
It's a story,
Can you let him
bro.
finish his
he's
story?
right though. No, he's right. That's how you know. In my sick days, yes. So boom, they put out this letter, and me and Axel, I was like, "Yo, you want to go to Miami?" And Axel was like, "Oh, what?" And I was like, "Let's go to Miami." Literally from one day to the next, we went down there first. I'm pretty sure to visit, right? We went down there to visit.
No, we just packed up a U-Haul and left.
Before that, I had been to Miami with a girl. Before that, I had been to Miami.
What?
Check
They
this out.
went to
Check this
visit
out.
with the U-Haul.
Check this out.
How did you get, did you have an apartment to go to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you do it online?
No,
We knew
our
a guy
friend
down
lived
there.
down there.
Yeah, our
Oh,
friend
you had
down
a
there.
friend down
Yeah,
there.
Sick Albert.
Sick Albert. That's what we
Sick
call him.
Albert.
That's his
Yeah,
name.
That's his name,
Okay.
and he truly is Sick Albert. He might have ate out of the trash can in the back, but. So look, before that, like a month before that, I had gone to Miami with this chick, and I fell in love with Miami. I was like, this city is so vibrant, like the women and the beach and the weather. I was like, I'm moving to Miami, right?
Yeah.
So I had that festering in my mind for a while until this guy was like, yo, let's get out of Kissimmee. Let's pack up this U-Haul and go to Miami. Just like that, we did. I went to work. I was like, hey guys, how you doing? I quit, packed up a U-Haul. We moved to Miami, right? Meanwhile, I quit my job. I moved to Miami I empty out my 401k. They gave me $4,000. COVID hit. I owe the government money, so I don't get any stimulus. So I arrive in Miami with about $2,000, which was gone in like, I don't know, 3 hours.
Yeah.
So this guy is still traveling with MPSG, and he has
So he's got
savings to
cheese.
his
He's
side.
got cheese.
He's got cheese. He's got cheddar. He's got
Yeah.
everything I could never. So we're in the COVID hits. We arrived in Miami the week of spring break. The week of spring break 2020, and within 5 days, everything shut down. Everything in Miami shut down. And me and two other dusty dudes in sobriety are stuck in an apartment, smoking Newports out the window and eating hot dogs every day.
Yeah, I remember calling my brother on the way down. I'm like, yo, I'm moving to Miami. He's like, bro, you know COVID is happening. I'm like, what's that?
Yeah, pretty much. This is how
What's
retarded we were.
COVID?
This is how absolutely retarded we were, right?
But why
So-
hot dogs every day?
Oh, because they were cheap.
Okay.
They were cheap.
All right, so-
Hot dogs, Little Caesars. But
Look,
hold on.
we gotta go.
Let me get my John off.
Okay.
So boom, this guy goes off to California, and I'm left in this apartment with this monster for 30 days. Like I don't know
The
how
monster's sick Albert.
sick out.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
dude is just filthy. Like I'm
Okay.
sleeping here, he's sleeping there, and he's doing what dudes do when nobody's in the room, but I'm in the room. If you know what I
Oh.
mean, right? That kind of guy. I get a call from Dave
Sick
Davis
Albert.
on my
Ah.
birthday, and he says you're going to Bakersfield, California. I was ecstatic. I hadn't. By the way, I got hired at MPSG for $18 an hour, and at that time, to me, you might as well told me like I signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers for 2.7. 2.7. Right. So I get my itinerary. I got my $18 an hour. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm flying high on the hog.
Okay.
Like I made it.
Right.
Nobody can tell me anything. I made the right move because everybody's telling me like you're stupid. You're going to Miami. You don't have any money. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be rich. So I get to Bakersfield, California. We're there for like a month, and it's terrible. Like Bakersfield, California is
The
the
armpit,
worst.
right?
Yeah, the armpit of California.
Is it?
Yeah, in the butthole of the U.S. It's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible place. Shout out Bakersfield. You guys gotta go. You guys gotta move. But we're still in California, so I'm thinking Los Angeles. We can travel to Los Angeles. We can.
How far
plus
away
I'm
is
with
Los
my
We went
boys,
to LA a
like,
couple
like
times.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Okay.
2.5 hours. Bakersfield is 2.5 hours north
Right.
of Bakersfield, of LA. Whatever. I'm enjoying my time in
Yeah,
California. I'm
yeah.
traveling with my boy,
You're making some money.
making some money.
We got
right?
to see the Hollywood sign.
We got to
Yeah.
see the Hollywood sign. We
That's
did some
dope.
hikes. Now we're told you're going to Boise, Idaho, and I'm like, what? I'm like, we're near LA. Like, I don't want to go to Boise, Idaho. What's in Boise, Idaho? Tell me right now. I'm like, what? Potatoes? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go to Boise, Idaho.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. We thought it was just going to be like 3 sticks and 1 woman.
Yeah.
So we arrive in Boise, Idaho, and it's wonderful. Like,
It is
More like-
beautiful.
It was more like
Boise's
3 sticks and
beautiful.
all women.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, clean.
White women.
White women. The apartment we were
Mexican
staying
and
in,
white. The most beautiful Mexicans I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
100%.
Hot
Yeah.
Mexicans
I even told him, I
popular.
was like, yo, Mexicans in Florida ain't got it.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got it over here.
No. We had
This is going well.
we had Juarez.
They had
Mexicans
that
in
white
Florida.
blood in there.
Okay.
Shout out to Mexicans in Central Florida. We love y'all.
Okay.
So we arrive in Boise, Idaho. The apartment we're staying in is beautiful. Like it's wonderful. Like it's a really nice apartment. We got a view and we got our own rental. Like I'm just flying high on the hog. I'm like I'm with my boy. Like I'm not broke anymore. Like I made it. I'm
Yeah.
rich. So I'm on Bumble, right? This is
Okay.
one of those. I get a match from Bumble. And off rip, usually when I get a match from a girl and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm hanging out with my boy." "Oh, come over. Let's hang out." Usually that means
Okay.
that's a touchdown.
That's like, hey,
I'm
I'm getting in.
getting in. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
my thing, and I'm gonna fly home a happy camper.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got to be at work at 6 a.m.
Okay.
This was like 11 o'clock at night.
Mm.
So I'm already. So since you hit me at 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, bro, it's over with. Like I made
This
it.
is a guarantee.
Thank you, MPSG Global. Right?
Yes.
How big was she?
She was.
Tank.
No. She was small.
She was small.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
She was small.
He said a tank.
she was-
Yeah.
She was smaller
Let
than
him
me.
finish.
No, I meant-
Hold on.
I meant how
Let
big.
the man finish.
So let me put a little. Let me put a speed on it. So at the time we had a truck, the nicest truck I've ever driven. It was a 2020 Laramie Hemi.
It was a Ram.
Ram 5.7, super nice truck. The
Yeah.
nicest thing I had ever driven until then. I jump in the truck. On the way there, like I'm high on the hog, man. I'm like, I'm in this nice truck. I got money in my pocket. I'm about to, do my
Yeah.
thing with this Asian girl. Which, by the way, when I matched with her, looking at her
Oh.
pictures, beautiful. Her pictures are beautiful. Like her face.
Are you
kind of
into Asian women or something?
I'm not into Asian women, but I am into late night hookups.
So she wasn't.
Late night
She wasn't
hookups.
very
It
big.
doesn't matter what the
She wasn't
nationality
very
is.
big.
Doesn't matter what the nationality is.
But Asian, you'll go for.
Sure, sure.
What is it, like third, fourth on the list for you?
Asian?
Yeah.
Nah, couple.
It's a couple
before that.
rings down.
White girls come before that. Colombians and Venezuelans come before that.
Dang.
Puerto Ricans come before that.
Okay.
And then Asians. For
Okay,
sure.
wow.
And then Asians for sure. So I jump in this truck. I'm flying again. Her account. She's beautiful, but I overlooked one thing. Since I'm high on the hog, I'm going 80 on the freeway.
Right.
I'm looking at it like this. I don't realize that in her picture she's only showing from here. In her picture, she's only showing from her waist up. All her pictures are beautiful.
Waist up.
But I'm not thinking anything of it. A lot of girls
Waist
show waist up. It is
up.
what it is. They
Oh,
want a headshot.
no.
I arrived to my
Feel
location.
this coming on.
That's why I asked, how big was she?
I arrived to my location.
No.
It's
That's not
creepy.
where we're going.
No.
I arrived to
not
my
where we're
location,
going.
and it's a creepy neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
So I'm already scared, and by the way, this whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, man, I'm not.
But you'll do anything
steps.
for this hookup. You
right.
don't care. This is like a mission.
Did
In
you
that
steal
moment.
a company vehicle?
In that
too?
moment,
Yeah.
I did not steal a company vehicle.
We had it. They gave us a rental.
So, and in the back of my mind, the whole time
You
I'm like,
said I
man,
did
I'm not working the 12 steps. I'm not talking to my sponsor. I haven't been praying and meditating as much. Like I'm already kind of psyched out of like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like the
Really?
the alarms are
You're
there.
having second
Sure,
thoughts?
sure, always.
But you're pushing through.
100%.
Okay.
It's like when you
And
first
you go for seconds.
Trudging.
Trojan. It's like when you first smoke weed and you get paranoid. You got to smoke through that. That's how you
Okay.
get rid of that. So,
Oh.
Because you're not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter. So I
Once you
arrive.
get going, that's it.
So I arrive at this neighborhood in the suburbs of Boise, and it's creepy. Like the house isn't. It's a dark neighborhood. It's not really lit right. It was cold out. Like it's just a creepy house. It looks like a house from the Haunting in Connecticut, right?
Okay.
It's one of these houses where it's an old Victorian home. You walk up, and there's a door, a little hallway for you to hang your coats up and everything, and then there's another door. This is the type of house that was a big house at one point, but was turned into little
Broken up into
apartments. Yeah.
multiple apartments.
So I show up to the first door, and it's this kind of door where it has little tiny windows on the side of it, so you can peek into the house.
Now, did they give you directions about all this?
She gave me she sent
Oh,
me
okay.
she sent me as what the kids call is the Addy, the location. She
The
gave me
Addy.
the Addy. So I pull up to the Addy. I walk up to the door, and I'm like, I'm here, and she's like, open the door. Now I can look through the window and see that there's another door and everything's turned off in there. So I'm like,
Open the door.
I'm not going into this house. Like there could be a AK-47 waiting for me on the other side of the
set
door.
up.
Yeah, you're thinking at this point you could be like set up for like a robbery.
Right. So at this
Pull up the
point,
picture. Pull up the picture.
I'm like, I'm not going in. Just come and open the door. And she
You
was
should have took a screenshot of this girl because I would love to see
I
her.
did.
at this
I had it
point.
for a long time. And
Okay.
then,
Okay. Go
Oh,
ahead. Go ahead. Go
man.
ahead.
in my healthy days, I was
Please
like,
send. See if you can find it. Send it to me.
I don't want this on my phone.
Okay.
She looked like Lucy Lou, but retarded. So I walk up to the door and I say, open the door. And she's like, I can't. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't? Why? Just open the door. And she's like, I'm in a wheelchair.
I know that. I know it's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So
it's coming.
look,
I know
There's
it's
nothing
coming.
wrong with that.
So look, in this
But-
moment, she's in a wheelchair. I have a sobering thought. I'm like, all right, I don't want to make this girl feel bad. My initial reaction was like, get to stepping, activate your shoes, activate your cleats.
Yeah, I think that's a tough decision at that point, whether to run or whether to go in.
My initial reaction was to activate the joggers.
So that's where
But
you
you-
draw the
but-
line.
but
Not
ho-
VD.
But hold on, just real quick. At that moment that you open that, like when you see, did you see it first or do you hear it?
I
that
did
she's
not
in the
see it
chair?
first. I
You
did not
didn't-
see or
You
hear-
heard it.
I didn't hear it.
You read it.
I read it. She
She
just
said, "I'm in a chair.
yes.
I'm in a wheelchair." And so, do you think that was her way of saying, like, "Hey, if you want to opt out right now, you can go," since she texted it to you?
There's a possibility, but I think she also just had no way of opening the door. I mean, there was a little step up, so I
Okay,
think
so
she
then,
really couldn't.
maybe it was one of both, and then you have an option at that moment whether like you're going to go through that door or whether
Or
you're going
run.
to turn and run. And it was just like you felt too bad about yourself to
100%.
run, even though that was probably your gut instinct.
Not only, yeah, but I also didn't want to make her feel bad. You know, I also didn't want to just like be
Just
that-
because that would make you feel bad.
no,
to make
because it
her
would
feel
make
bad.
I would not have felt bad at all.
You wouldn't
He's
have felt
a
bad
good-
at all.
he's a
Not
good
at all.
guy.
I just didn't want to make her feel
He's
bad.
a good guy. He
But
gave
what I'm
the
saying
girl
is-
with VD a second chance.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, so you were thinking like, hey, I don't want her to feel bad. I'll feel bad that she feels bad.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure. I had a sobering thought. I didn't want to make her feel
So
bad.
you went in.
She knows I drove all the way over here. I'm like, you know what?
So when
And I'm a
He
little
was about
curious.
to take one for the team.
Keep
too.
in mind,
You took
like,
one for the team?
Keep in mind the antenna.
Let him finish.
My little antenna
He's
is still
curious.
going like you might be able to get something
Okay,
out
but
of
hold on.
this.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Shut up for a second. I'll give you
Okay,
both a
I
chance
didn't say
to
nothing.
volunteer questions. Okay, I got to know some things.
Yep.
You're at the door for a very specific purpose. You're coming there off a Tinder,
Sure.
right?
Bumble, but same thing.
This is Bumble.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, because Bumble, she could just be wanting to hang out.
100%.
And she initiates the talking. She initiated it. And she
Ah.
initiated the contact.
That is, but okay, but in your defense, this girl is reaching out to you at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night to come hang out. I would interpret it that way too. So you're showing it up to like, hey, this is a hookup.
Sure.
Now, you walk in, she's in a chair. Did the thought cross your mind? I can do this. We
So-
can hook up stuff.
So here's the thing, Pastor Mike.
Bring Taco Bell before it closes.
So here's
no,
the thing.
I'm just asking. I'm asking.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
I go in through the door. I see her. She's in a wheelchair. What I saw in the pictures was real.
She's still
From
she's
the
still an
waist up,
attractive
she's
person.
beautiful. And in
Yeah.
the back of my sick mind, I'm still thinking like maybe you can get something out of this. Maybe you don't got to go downstairs. You just focus on the oral area, and then we get up out of here.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still,
Yeah.
that antenna's still going off. But the scene that I walk into is so alarming that
Okay.
that died
In what way?
right away. Like that was a small fire from a candle,
Okay.
and as soon as I walked in there, that just went away
What
right
happened?
away.
Why?
Not only is she in a wheelchair, Pastor Mike, and again, attractive from the waist up, she's an amputee. So we're talking, and look, Pastor Mike, this is what it looks like. And not only is she an amputee, she doesn't have two full limbs. She's got like maybe 27% of one limb and then like 67% of another. So she's like this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, see what I'm saying, Pastor
okay,
Mike?
hold on.
Yeah.
Let's go slow. I'm asking the
yes,
questions.
yes.
Okay.
I didn't say it.
Now, did the limbs have feet on them?
They did not.
No.
So they're just limb, like they were cut off.
Nubs.
Not only were they cut off, one of them was a nub. The other one, I don't even know
toe?
how to describe
two
it.
old
It
school
looked
TV
like a toe.
antennas.
It looked
Was a
like
long toe.
like it went like this, and then it went like. So it really looked like she had like
Like a check mark.
like a half a swastika on her feet, right?
She was a check mark.
That's what it was looking like, right? So we have that factor, right? We have
Okay.
that factor.
That's another fact.
Now,
She was like,
Half
now-
a swastika.
whoa, hold up. Let's be clear.
okay.
That's still not stopping me.
Okay.
That's still not stopping
You're
me.
still
Okay.
going
point,
through.
Hey,
At this point, I'm
gung
like,
ho,
all right.
full speeds ahead.
I drove here. I'm in
You're
Idaho.
still
Okay.
okay. Hold on. You're still thinking
I'm still
there's a
thinking.
possibility.
Yeah.
It's called charity D.
100%. I'm still thinking I could possibly do something. Now let me go on with the picture. The place is about
That
this
charity
big.
D.
I have a friend who would love this. No, I'm
Look.
serious. I have a friend. It's okay. Keep going.
So I see the picture. I see. He just said a name. So she's in the wheelchair. She's got the thing with her cleats going on, the Lamborghinis, and the apartment is pretty small like this. It's kind of clean, but it smells terrible in it.
Why? Why does it smell
It
bad?
smells bad.
Yeah, but why?
She's cooking some sort of
Oh,
Oriental
she's
stew.
cooking.
Kimchi.
She got the curry going or
I don't know
something?
what she had in there. I don't know if she had
Fish
cats
heads.
or rats in there, but it smelled
So
terrible.
it threw you off. Like
Threw me off.
the aroma throws you off. You're surprised
Like, I'm-
at her appearance. You're surprised at the situation.
I'm also I'm also scared because at this point, like, it's feeling like Silence of the Lambs.
Is it dark?
It's not dark, but it's just creepy. It's creepy. It's creepy.
So you're inside. It doesn't smell good. You're very surprised that this is not what you had expected, and you're still thinking,
at this point, when
I can make this happen.
when the aroma hit me, that's when I was like, all right, it's at like 6% now. She has to do something like she has to do a backflip out of this chair for me to get back in there, right? So look, so I started talking to her, and I'm thinking in my head, like, why would she not tell me this? Why would she not tell me that she's, whatever? So I asked her, and by the way, this girl is.
You broke the ice with that.
I
With
broke
like,
the-
hey, why didn't you tell me?
No,
you
I
were-
did little small talk, but I'm very bad at small talk. Like I did, hey, how you doing? I'm from Florida, Boise. Like,
By the way,
I'm very bad
why?
at that.
Why?
I'm very bad at that because I hate small talk. Like it drives me crazy. Like it makes me want to.
But you didn't ask what she was cooking.
Okay, hold on. You were with him?
No,
You went back the
I
next
was-
night.
No, I was at the apartment.
No. I'm saying you were in the same town on the
Yeah,
same.
we were
mission,
in the same. I
and
was
he
in-
showed you the picture,
yeah.
and you didn't think at all. Let me see some more pictures, and didn't think at all. Hey, because you know what I'm thinking, right? Like immediately, if he showed me that picture,
Man,
I'd have been like, "Hey, wait a minute, hold on,
It-
we got a
was
red
11
flag here."
It was
Like
11.
at night.
It was 11:30 at night. I'm like,
I
bro,
don't
do
think
your thing.
You are not a good wingman.
I was like, do
No.
your thing.
You are
21.
not a good
do your
wingman,
thing.
sir.
But
Okay.
in his defense, you could have shown Axel a water bottle and be like,
plus, we're traveling, we're tired. Like I get why he didn't. It didn't raise any flags for me either. So
Yeah, we were tired, man. We just
Yeah,
came
but
from home from
you're
work.
you're primed up and ready to go. You're not seeing
ready.
things clearly.
I'm keyed up. I'm also
you're fiending.
hopped up on coffee. I'm fiending. Right, but I also
You
want
showed me a couple pictures.
I also want to get my badge.
Even worse.
I also want to get my Idaho badge. Like I got my California badge. I got my Tennessee badge. I want my
Oh,
Idaho
these are
badge.
badges.
Yeah, it
You're
was
not
like
gonna-
Squid. It was like Squid Games at this point.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to knock something down in Idaho, right?
Okay.
Now I start talking to this girl. Now I always say this encounter would have been completely different if this chick was nice. If this chick,
She's not nice.
she is such a listen. I have respect for you, Pastor Mike, in the place that we're in. That's why I'm not going to
Yeah.
say the word that I usually say when I describe.
She's so mean.
She is
Why?
so mean, so
Why?
incredibly mean.
What did she say to you that was mean?
So first of all, from the moment I get in there, she's very standoffish. She's very, very rude. She's like, "Come in,
Open the door."
close the door," and I'm like, "Jesus Christ!"
With the Asian accent or
Excuse
no?
me.
Or American?
So sort of an accent, sort of an accent.
Okay. So it's more like cross the door.
I don't know what it was. It was alien to me. So I finally asked her. I was like, "Hey, listen, why didn't you tell me you were in a wheelchair?" And I'll never forget this to the day I die. She looked me in my eyes and she was like, "I'm not gonna curse," but she said, "I didn't know I effing had to," like that. And I was like, "What?" I was like, "You don't think you had to tell me that you were in a wheelchair?"
But maybe she was like,
No,
maybe she was pre-registering the rejection.
not even probably. Yeah,
Okay.
it was probably a defense mechanism, and nothing in her body. There was no signs that she was handy capable. So look, when she says that to me, I'm just in shock because I'm really not an asshole. I'm not that
Yeah,
guy. I'm not the guy that's gonna be like, "Ugh."
You are a guy that's on a world tour.
I'm gonna play
though.
it smooth, and I'm
Gotcha.
gonna Batman my way out of here. So check this out, Pastor
Right.
Mike. I ask her what she's cooking. She's like, "Oh, I'm cooking a stew from whatever, the Philippines, or whatever she's from. It smells terrible." She pours herself a plate of it. She was like, "You want some?" And I was like, "No, I don't want any of that at all." So she eats her little bowl, and she's like, "I'm gonna go in the room and smoke weed. Do you mind?" And I was like, "I don't smoke weed, but you can do whatever you want." So we go in there. She smokes her weed. She literally climbs out of her wheelchair, packs a bowl. While she's doing that, I'm like, "I gotta pee. Can I use your bathroom?" She was like, "Yeah, go ahead. The bathroom's right there." I get in the bathroom, and it truly looked like Silence of the Lambs. Like it was so filthy, like
Really?
it's so gross. Like,
Silence of the Lambs.
tampons and pads everywhere, and it was just terrible.
Used ones or new ones?
Used.
Come on, bro.
I
Why would
haven't
they
find- I
have?
don't,
So look,
they have them laying around and still gross.
So look, let me wrap it up. So look, I use the bathroom, and by this point, I'm like, "Yo, she has about 7 minutes with me, and I'm going to skedaddle." I go out there. She finishes, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Well, hey, I gotta get out of here."
You didn't climb out of the bathroom window.
There's nothing here for me. I didn't have a window.
Okay.
Thought about it.
I would have made one.
I go back into the room, and she's sitting on the floor.
You immediately were like, I gotta go.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I made a little small. Plus, she's smoking weed. Like I don't like being around people who smoke weed. So I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta skedaddle. I gotta eject. I hate
That's where
eject.
you draw the line.
That's
Right.
the standard.
Before I leave, this is the doozy. Before I leave, she's like, "Are you leaving?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Can you do something for me?" And I was like, yeah, sure." She was like, "I need you to turn off the lights on the way out." And I was like, "Okay." So she climbs into her bed. She puts her bed sheets on to the point to where like all I see is a head. Like she puts her blankets on her, and all I see is a torso, whatever remnants is left after the torso. So all I see is a head. And she's like, "All right, you can leave now." She's like, "Turn off all the lights on the way out." So I basically tuck her in. I turn off all the lights on the way out, and I go back to the house. Meanwhile, I told this guy that I scored. I told him that before we left. When I get back, this guy's asleep. We got to be at work at 5 a.m. I get back at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So and on the way back, that ride back was so shameful. It was like I pretty much had
How
to-
long? How long's the ride
I
back?
think the ride back was like 17 minutes, something along those lines. But it is so like a quiet ride home. I'm praying. I'm thinking about my life. I'm like,
Praying.
I got to get my life together.
You
Yeah.
should have been praying for
Yeah,
forgiveness.
yeah. I'm just praying. I'm talking like, "God, what am I doing?" Like,
Yeah,
like
you're out of control.
this lady could have, put a katana in my back, and my family would have never seen me again.
Yeah.
So the next morning, we wake up, we're on the way, and Axel was like, "Yo, did you get some? What happened?" And I was like, "I don't even want to talk about it, bro." And he was like, what happened? Whoa, was she a man? What? And I'm like, nah. Oh my God. I missed a key detail.
Okay.
I missed a key detail.
Please tell us that.
I missed a key detail. So one of the things that completely put that flame out is that when she was pouring the soup, she leaned forward, right? And she's wearing a shirt that's like a little bit above her belly button. And I hear this sound. I hear a sound every time she moves, every time she maneuvers. I hear like a
No, like diaper sounds.
like a paper sound. Like a paper sound. I hear like a paper sound. And when she went and grabbed the soup, whatever she had in there, she had feline and chihuahua in there. She leaned forward and she has a full-blown diaper on. A full-blown diaper on.
That didn't stop him.
She has a full-blown diaper on, right?
He left because
He was still gonna take
now
that
I know.
thing.
Yeah, you left because you didn't find any baby wipes in the bathroom.
So
That's why you
when I
left.
see the diaper, I'm just putting 4 and 4 together. I'm like, oh my,
4 and
like
4.
like no, like amputee, wheelchair, diaper, weed. I'm like, I gotta go. So
Boy, it takes a lot to get you off the scent.
so
Damn.
so I'm asking myself. I'm Googling. I'm like, why would she have a diaper on? I find out.
It's like,
The reason she had a diaper on is because people of her disability, they don't know when they're going. She's dead from the waist down. So they don't know when they're doing number 1 or number 2 or number 1 and 2 at the same time.
It just
So-
comes out.
It just comes out. It just slides right out.
You, my friend, are the reason
So
that the government put the restrictions on
she-
porno.
Just wears a diaper.
Depends.
That's one of the worst experiences I had in Idaho. Another one is for next week. I
Let's
hooked-
save that.
All right,
Let's-
yeah, yeah,
I have
yeah.
a question. I have a
can't
question.
do
real
another
quick.
one.
Yeah.
So if
Right
if
now.
she had
Yeah.
been nice, if she was like really sweet and
Yeah.
tender,
and you didn't.
and she was
her
cooking
bathroom
like
was clean.
like a lasagna,
Yeah.
you would have stayed in.
I would have stayed and chopped it up for sure. And if she would have offered dental services, then yeah, I would have been like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
But then
And
she
she didn't have the diaper on. She didn't have the diaper on. Yeah. For sure. Definitely. I also hooked up with a girl in Idaho who had a hairy butthole, but that's for next week. That's for next week. Excuse me, guys. Lord forgive me. Vote for me. Vote for me.
Welcome
Jesus
to the
Maldonado.
Vine. Welcome to the Vine Church podcast. You will never hear this.
Yeah. Vote for me. Yeah. By the way, I must finish this with none of this is God's will, and none of this is what I would do nowadays. I've grown. I'm a changed man.
It was
I don't engage in stuff
It was
like that.
one of the funniest.
Wait.
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 Hold on.
One second.
I've grown a little
I
bit.
just want to transition.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He's 17 going on 30.
Couple quick questions.
Yes. Starting with what he just
Since
said.
you brung it up.
Yeah.
Now, this all started because Axel described your worldview of relationship
Mm.
as not dating, but not looking.
Yeah, but
Okay, let me just finish. Not dating, but not looking.
Sure.
you'd have an hour and 11
Okay.
minutes so far. Give us 5
And-
minutes.
And you say you're a changed man.
Yeah.
Okay. What does not dating but not looking mean?
Well, that's a good question. That's a valid point. And that's what everybody asks me every time I say what I say. And this is what I explain.
Okay.
I'm not willing to get in a relationship, not because of them and not because I want to. Because every time I say this to a woman, they're like, oh, so you're just a player. You just want to have me as an option and then do whatever you want to do on the side. No, that's not it at all.
Well, hold on. Not crazy that they would suggest that,
Not at all.
considering your routine.
if
Considering my
if you
track
don't have
record,
Track
VD,
record.
you are not for me.
considering my track record, it's not wrong for them to feel this way. I
Okay.
agree.
Okay. Go ahead.
Now, what I explain to them is, look, I am not at a place where I feel like I can fully give of everything that's me into this relationship because I am so incredibly insecure and unsatisfied with where I'm at in life that I feel like I would be robbing you of who I truly am if I agree to go into this relationship with you right here, right now.
So basically, you're saying, I'm so broken, I can only have sex with you, not commit to you.
Yes and no. Yes and no. And this is where it gets tricky. This is where it gets tricky. I'm not saying when I tell them, look, like I don't really want to, be in a relationship.
Right.
That doesn't mean that I'm only gonna have sex with you, and that doesn't mean that I'm gonna have sex with anybody else. Like we can hang out. I can.
But that never happens.
It does. It does.
It does.
It does.
So you've been
Sure,
in a
sure, sure.
long-term hangout relationship that didn't involve sexual intimacy.
No.
Oh,
No. I'm saying that.
We don't always have to have sex.
We don't always have to have sex.
oh,
We don't
so
always have to have
I
sex.
can be with you, and some of the time we'll hang
He
out.
can
But
play
of course,
house.
we're gonna bang.
Look,
I mean,
he knows how to play house.
Sure. I mean,
So
but,
we don't
but-
always have to have sex between those 12 days.
But here's the thing. I know this sounds crazy, but when I'm with a woman, with women that I'm interested in, I don't treat them like as if they're an option or as if. And this is why it can be confusing for them sometimes. I don't mistreat them in any way. I treat them how they should be treated. I treat them like my girlfriend in the moment. You know, if I arrive and you want to hang out, watch a movie on Netflix, or tell me about your day, or you want to know what I've done, and I am willing to be vulnerable and completely open up to you in that moment, 100%. Now,
Whoa. Okay. Whoa.
I
Okay.
know.
So now it's
No.
like
100%.
I need help.
yeah, the
I need help.
100% is crazy. So
Crazy
so
one.
you're saying I'm willing to play boyfriend with you, right?
Sure.
Because I know that it results in me getting my rocks off,
It doesn't always have to result in me getting my rocks off.
but it always has.
It always has, yeah, most of the time, yeah. Because here's the thing, Pastor Mike. Sick people attract sick people. You know, you are what you attract. You know, so a lot of these women say a lot of the women I've been involved with, anyway. A lot of these women say, you know, we'll see where it goes, or we'll just vibe and see where it goes,
Okay.
or some women say, you know, this is strictly.
What's
sex.
the longest period in your life you've ever gone without being in a sexual relationship of any kind, even if it was
With
for
a woman.
even if it was for a day?
3 years. 3 years.
You were in a 3-year stretch where you didn't have
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah. From
Even
well,
with yourself?
You were like
no.
Dirty Dave.
From 19 to 22. From 19 to 21 to late 21, like 2.5 years. From 19 to 21, I was so spiritually dead and so mentally out of it that I had no desire to hook up with a woman at all. you know?
Okay.
It wasn't even in the.
But since you were 21,
yeah,
you've been in a pattern of either purposely failed relationships
Yep.
or purposely shallow relationships.
Yep.
Okay. Have you ever considered the idea of like a sexual fast at all? Like, have you ever considered the idea of like, hey, man, maybe I need to like take this part of my life and sanctify it?
I think about it all the time, and I hooked up with a chick about a month and a half ago. What are you talking over here? I think about it all the time, man.
fast.
Like, you know,
He's
I
gonna have a
constantly-
sex. Yeah, I'm gonna have a sex so fast. I'm gonna have it so fast. It's gonna
So
be
I
8
constantly,
seconds.
you know, you guys are hilarious. We're trying to have a serious conversation.
We got Tweedledum
It is
screwing up
wait,
this
I
honest
just-
conversation.
All right.
Okay.
That's a good question, and I love the idea of it. And I often go like, you know, I'll delete all the apps, and I'm like, I'm done with this shit.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
But I'll decline.
I'm gonna wait for God to put somebody in my life, and I'm gonna wait for God to allow me to be in a place where I can actually offer myself to somebody else, you know, with no reservation, without, you know, thinking, they're gonna cheat on me, they're gonna lie to me, without putting aside all my fears, all my resentments, everything that putting aside all my misconceptions of serious relationships.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just re-download the apps and I'll swipe and then I'll delete it again. Sometimes, like a month and a half ago, women throw themselves at you, you know, and in those moments is when I'm like, okay, you know what, like, if you truly want just sex, then we could do that. But aside from that, like, we probably shouldn't do this because I'm not going to give you what you want. If you want a relationship, I'm not the guy. You know,
You tell them that?
100%. 100%.
Now, let me ask you this. Like, do you imagine yourself, how old are you now?
29. I'll be 30 this
Okay.
year.
So do you imagine yourself one day in like a fulfilling, long-term, faithful, like satisfying relationship?
100%.
Really?
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
so you look forward to that?
Yeah.
Like you actually long for that? You want that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I definitely want a wife. I definitely want to settle down. I definitely want to have kids. I definitely want to be the family man. There's something deep in my spirit that wants that because I never saw that, you know.
I think everybody listening is saying this though, right? Like they're yelling at the TV and they're going, "Yeah, you say you want that, but you're doing the
But
like."
your behavior doesn't say
Yeah, like you're basically saying, "I want to go to Miami, but I'm on 75 going north."
Yeah.
And I'm saying I want to be in Miami the whole time, but you're doing something that leads away from it.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I'm driving around Chicago with a map of Detroit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good example.
Yeah.
Like, but
Shout
that's
out
what I'm
Henry
saying.
Murphy.
What would you say to that if somebody's that's listening to this and going, "Do you really want?"
Well, I would say it's not that black and white. Like
Okay.
it's not so much I'm always to the left or so much to the right.
Mm.
You know, I think every now and then, or most of the time really, I truly do want a serious relationship with whoever I'm involved with, and sometimes I don't. Most of the time I do, Sometimes I don't. And here's the truth. Sometimes, what I want, it's not what they want. And sometimes what they want is not what I want.
Yeah.
So I haven't been, I had chances to pretty much settle down and be at a place where to engage into something with a woman to where I knew I just wasn't going to be happy.
When's the last time you were with somebody and you thought this could be the one?
Oh, man, Lena. So 2019.
Ooh, it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. And I, with this woman, like, not only did I cheat on her, it was...
You cheated on Lena?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
cheated on her.
How long were you together with her?
Like a year and a half or something like that. And
how long did it take till the cheating started?
a year and a half.
Oh,
Yeah.
That ended
as soon as I cheated on her, yeah, that was it.
Killed it.
Yeah, but the temptation got me, because I was truly at a place and the relationship was very unrealistic and sick from the beginning. But in my delusional head,
What about it made
truly-
you feel like it was the one you wanted, though?
Well, she did everything right. She was she accepted me for who I was. She accepted the fact that I was in AA. She didn't try to change me. We
Yeah.
worked in the same place. I was broke,
Yeah.
and she was she was very understanding of that.
Yeah.
But I must say, man, in the beginning of the relationship, she had just retired from whoredom at Walmart.
Yeah.
I think I was the guy that she felt like she could do it with. But I also sold her a fake dream. I sold her this dream of like this very spiritual guy that's an Alcoholics Anonymous, that's not going to cheat on her, that's not going to mistreat her in any way. And then eventually...
So you know how to deliver a line.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? I was so delusional, I believed it. I thought I could be that guy, and I thought I was
so
that guy.
the line was for you, too.
Yeah, the line was also for
Like,
me.
as you were saying it, you were convincing yourself and her.
Yeah, it's almost like I was white-knuckling spirituality and trying to commit and trying to involve God in the relationship.
Yeah.
And then... some little hot young thing threw some temptation my way, and I just crumbled. So that let me know not only am I not ready for a relationship, I'm not the spiritual guy that I think I am. I think I know about God. I think I know about prayer. I think I know about how to treat a woman and how to treat a human being, and it turns out I don't.
Wow.
Because if I did, even though I believed it, my actions showed something else. So my friend in AA said, if your actions say one thing and your words say another thing, then you're a fucking liar. And it turned out I was a liar. So that's that.
All right,
But I do want to get married, so if there's any single ladies out there.
Okay, I'm giving you 1 minute.
1 minute.
Ask your
2 minutes.
question.
No, I'm
As
gonna
long
be
as
serious.
If you
I'm
got a
gonna be
question,
serious.
ask it
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because we're wrapping
I'm
this
gonna
up.
be
We'll do
serious.
part two next.
No way.
Part two next
No,
week.
you hijacked this whole podcast. I'm getting 2 minutes. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take over. My bad. guys.
No, you're good. No, you are good. Okay, so I want to get this timeline straight. I'll be serious. Okay, so from 19 to 21, you were abstinent.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
When did you find recovery? How long?
21.
At 21.
Yeah.
So when you got clean, you started back up again.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you have your child? How old
My
were you?
child when I was 27.
27. So that just happened recently. So you're what, 30
Yeah,
now?
I'm 29.
29. Okay. And then when did you think you found or felt like you found Christ or found God?
21, definitely.
21. So basically
Yeah.
when you got clean is okay. And then you, obviously, like you mentioned, when your actions don't align with the spiritual guidance and things that we learn. Okay. So I just wanted to read this because it's funny that we're doing this podcast. We were just in the men's Bible study. You should come. Definitely.
Is there 72 books in the Bible or 66? 72.
So in John
66, right?
14:5, right, it says, Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we? Kind of like what Mike said, where I know I have a way of saying, well, this is the right path. And I'm just lying to myself, you know what I mean? But it was a good story to hear. I'm glad that you feel like you're turning the corner and you're changing. Would you attribute that to God, recovery, self-work, like?
Definitely all three things, specifically God and recovery. Yeah.
And the last question is, why do you feel like you don't have something to offer a woman right now? Because, I mean, if you wait for the perfect time and moment, you never will really get there.
I mean, that's true, but I also feel like for me to feel comfortable with engaging into a serious relationship, then there's just certain things that have to be in place for me to be comfortable
To
with
be
the
like
situation.
in a
To fully
monogamous,
engage.
fully engaged. Okay,
Sure.
so the relationship you're in now, how long you been in that for?
Oh, I'm not in a relationship right now.
Well,
but-
whatever,
but
this entanglement.
the girl that I've been talking to right now, I've been talking to her for like 3 months. 3 months. Yeah.
Okay, is she married, have kids?
Single.
Single.
She's
Does she have
single.
other men or is it
I don't think
exclusive?
so. I hope not.
You
I don't
don't
think
know.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you made those rules yourself or you both agreed or she's okay with it?
There's been a very open line of communication.
And you both kind of met at that pass.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
All right.
It's actually kind of perfect.
Axel, do you have any last minute questions that you'd like to ask about this whole story?
You see, I mean, I just have statements you see, he's as open as he.
Okay, so this,
as I was
this is a defense that you could,
because you guys
it's
were
okay
like-
to say what you said because this is your friend and he knows that you can be open.
So
Okay.
and not only that, but like he knows and I know we both have spiritual consent with each other.
Mm.
So at any point we see that any part of our inventory can be useful. We can share it. You
Okay.
can share any part
But
of
what
my
about
inventory.
anonymity? That doesn't mean anything.
Not to
We're-
me.
These
No.
guys have given each other consent. They've written a
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we've
they've
given
got-
each other
They've got what's that called?
Spiritual consent.
Yeah, but I mean,
I haven't given you guys
power
any-
of attorney
I
to
haven't
each other.
I haven't given you any consent. You guys constantly oust me out.
Bro, we don't
Me? I don't
Bro,
do that.
You did a fist that with me. I haven't told anybody.
That's true.
Right.
I actually don't have consent from you, but I'm going to continue.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fine. No, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
All right, listen, that's as far as we can go for today. Love you, mean it. See you.
All right, see.
Right.